Okay, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everybody here. Thank you guys for joining today. This is going to be, we'll try to make it a fun webinar, showing you all about MetaStock. A couple things I wanted to say really quick is there is a box where you can ask any kind of questions. I am happy to answer anything. So if you do run into any questions, feel free to ask. I will be looking at that every now and then. I may not answer right away, but I will take a look at that every now and then. So ask away. Today, we're going to be talking about MetaStock, how MetaStock can help anyone as a trader to identify good trades and, how to pick good trades and stuff. But first, I guess I'll kind of let you know about myself. My name is Edward. I have been here with MetaStock software for almost 2 years now. It's been an awesome time. I'm very happy to be here. I love the company. I love the markets. They're fun to dive into, and especially using the software. It's been a pleasure being here. So yeah, that's me there. Okay. So first, before getting started, I do need to read this disclaimer, which is necessary. This demonstration is designed to instruct you on using MetaStock and accompanying software plugins and is not a recommendation to buy or sell, but rather guidelines to interpreting and using the specific indicators and features within the software. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. MetaStock shall have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of their software, any trading strategies, or any information provided is in connection with the company. Okay, so first things first, we'll kind of talk about the history of MetaStock here, as that is definitely important. It's one of our big credibility factors there. We actually were founded in 1982. Which is a very long time ago. I mean, back then, not a lot of people had computers, but MetaStock software, was born back there in the early 80s, which means we have a lot of years behind us, and a good technical analysis software. We've put a lot of work into it, and we continue to improve it. And having so many years to do that, gives us a lot of credibility, and it shows you. Just how good MetaStock is when you kind of see all the power within it. So we were actually purchased by Thomson Reuters in 1995, which was a pretty huge deal there. And then we released our first real-time data feed based on Reuters technology in 2005. And then we released MetaStock Zenith, which we won't really get into today. We're going to show you more, about MetaStock itself and the tools, but I released Zenith in 2012, and then we became our own company again. So we left Thomson Reuters, which is now known as Refinitiv, but we left them in 2013. So I think we're going on to year 6 now of being our own company, which has been great. We've been able to work on MetaStock a lot more and stuff like that. That's kind of the history of MetaStock. A few great things about us is we've actually been the #1 technical analysis software according to Stocks and Commodities magazine for 27 years in a row now. And that's a pretty huge deal. That is a People's Choice Award, right? So it's kind of a vote that we are the best technical analysis software according to this magazine here, which is just definitely a huge deal. There's a lot to the software. There's many other softwares out there as well. So to be #1 for that many years in a row, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so today this webinar can be useful to anybody that is a beginner in trading. Maybe you're trying to take a look at MetaStock and see what we're all about, or maybe you have MetaStock, you're new, you want to get some, a better vision on how to use some tools in MetaStock, or even if you're an expert trader, it doesn't matter. This presentation, we're going to kind of show you the main features of MetaStock, how to do some basic charting, how to find a good stock to trade, because there's thousands of stocks out there. MetaStock can help you find an opportunity and get you into a trade, right? And that's what we'll kind of show you how to do today. We'll also kind of use the software to let us know when to get into the trade and when to get out of the trade. Because sometimes that could be a big problem for traders where we don't necessarily know these positions, right? When to get in, when to get out, which can hurt our profits. And the software is really good at helping us with that. Also, we want to take a trading system and we want to test it to see, how well the system works within that security that we might be placing a trade on before we actually place the trade. That way we'll get a better understanding of how well that system works with the security, so we can kind of, it'll help our risk reward ratio in a sense, right? And then, yeah, how to add some clarity to your trading decisions. And that's kind of what we'll go through today. So let's go ahead and open up MetaStock. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice when you open up MetaStock is there's just a gray screen here. You have a bunch of buttons and stuff up here at the top. Same with on the very left side of the screen. These are all drawing tools and little shortcuts to get to certain things. But the main thing you want to do when you get into the software is press this P button over here. This is our power console. Oh, I got to move everything over. It's going on to my other screen. Okay, so this is our power console. This is the screen that will give you basically all the main tools within the software. This is your screen that you will go through to do anything in MetaStock, basically. Right away, you'll notice that we have a chart tab, Explore, System Test, and Forecaster. Today, we're going to go through the top 3 forecasters, not going to be for this specific webinar here. It looks like I'm in offline mode, so I'm going to hurry up and click Go Online really quick, but sorry about that. I don't know why I was in offline mode. Okay. Oh. Okay, anyways, so this is the chart tab right here. It's, when you click into it, you'll notice this big white box right here, and then some, customization stuff that you can do on the right side here. The left side is basically the different stocks, the different lists you can go through if you wanted to click into some stocks and, open them up. Still in offline mode. I'm going to have to restart MetaStock. My apologies. Give me just a second here. It'll be pretty quick. Okay, it's opening up. It'll open up really quickly here. In the meantime, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, it's just about open. So we can get started. Here we go. Usually it's not this slow. It's usually a lot quicker. I think it's just because we're presenting here. So it's taking a moment longer. There we go. That's doing something. Okay, there we go. Now we're in online mode. So, okay, now that we're in online mode, you can see, that we have a bunch of instruments available that we can go through when we're in this chart tab here. And there's a lot too. I have this customized, but generally when you start up MetaStock for the first time, you'll notice that it's in the hundreds of thousands, this number. Instruments right now, mine says 0 of 33,000. That's because I have it customized. It's not showing everything, but we have a lot of data available. And that's one of the nice things about, MetaStock, as well as we partner up with Reuters, now known as Refinitiv, and they've got one of the biggest data feeds in the world. It's really clean. It's very reliable data. Anyways, so when we open up a chart, there's few different ways you can open up a chart. You can easily type in the symbol up here. Like for example, Apple would be AAPL.O. You can also go through this instrument list and go through the public list, which I'll kind of give you a quick showing there. And if I wanted to look in the North America equities, I would click that in the NASDAQ, and you can just go through them if you want it that way. Same, you might want to do that. It's easier just search it, but we'll go ahead and open up a chart really quick, and we'll open up Apple, AAPL.O. And before I do open that, on the right side here, you can choose kind of how you want the chart to open up. You can load default records. You can load maximum records. You can choose an exchange date and time. So when the chart opens up, it'll show a specific period that you want to see. And you can also choose the interval. We're going to stick with daily for now, but you can do, minute. You can do tick charts. You can customize it, doing 3-minute charts if you wanted. You can do quarterly, whatever, right? So we'll do daily. And then also you can apply it with a template, and I'll get to the whole template thing here. But for now, we will open chart. We're going to apply a clean template here. So I'm going to delete all this. There we go. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like when we first open a chart here in MetaStock. It's clean. Now, the one thing that I love about the software, and a lot of our users do as well, is it's really customizable, which is awesome. First off, we have all these drawing tools on the left here. There's also like a little rotation arrows right here, because there's different pages of different tools, drawing tools like rectangles, circles. You can do your texts right there. But yeah, the Fibonacci retracement, scan fans, the grid, a whole bunch of different drawing tools that you can take advantage, when customizing your chart there. And then we have, trend lines. You can draw trend lines on a chart if we wanted to. We can put horizontal lines down if we wanted to make our own support and resistance or channels. We can, instead of using the little mouse cursor, you can have a crosshair cursor, which is very nice. And then also, you have the vertical line as well that you can place. So, just basic tools that you can do basic charting. A lot of traders like to do that. And then up at the top here, we have, other stuff like, if you want to create a new layout, if you want to open up a folder, save the chart, you can print. It's just little shortcuts like that. Undo. This zoom box here allows you to zoom in on a particular area. So you can just straight zoom in where you want to do that. And then, to zoom out, just click zoom out, and then click these arrows here to rescale everything. But that's kind of what that zoom box does. There's also a data window. If you open that up, let me pull it over onto the main screen here. Oh, okay. So this is the data window here. You can open that up, and anywhere you point your cursor on, it'll give you details of the open, high, low, close, value, volume, price change, stuff like that. So there's tools like that. And then right here, this is actually a really good, popular drop-down menu right here. This is all of the indicators. This is called our indicator quick list. We have over 250 to begin with when you first start using MetaStock. I do have a little bit more because I also have some add-ons installed into the software. So that's the indicator quick list. And then we have, Expert Advisor. The Expert Advisor is a great tool within MetaStock. It's actually pretty unique as well. The Expert Advisor will give you buy and sell signals on a chart and give you commentary on how to place trades and what's going on based on the system that you're using or Expert Advisor that you have attached. I'll show you that here momentarily. But we also have an indicator builder because you can build your own indicators, and it's a pretty cool tool here. You can build your own from scratch. You can also customize the indicators that we have there by going to the properties and really customizing them. But then you have the shortcuts to like the Explorer and the System Tester, the Downloader, and up here you'll see little different layouts of multiple charts, right? You have a cascade, you can put the charts in columns if you have multiple charts open, or you can stack them or tile them. that's basically all the tools around the top and the left. On the bottom, when we have the chart open, of course, you'll see that there's like a zoom in and a zoom out button. Rescale, as I did the rescale earlier. If you kind of zoom in with that magnifying glass somewhere, you can zoom out, click rescale, and it'll kind of rescale it back to normal. There's also right here, you can see a D is down there. That's the periodicity. Right now we're in a daily chart, so it shows a D, but you can change the intervals by clicking on that, and we can click on hourly if we wanted to, and now we'll have an hourly chart. See, that's an hourly. Go back to daily. And that's kind of all that stuff. You can also scroll through the chart with this bottom scroller here. And then you'll notice a color template over here on the bottom left side, as well as numbers 1 through 6 and 2 lines. So these are kind of customization things where you can customize anything you click on, basically. Like if I click on the price action and I click blue, it'll change the color of the bars to blue. Go back to black there. And then the same thing with over a little bit to the right, you'll see where it says bars. If we click on that, that's where we have all the different that's where we have all the different charting styles like candlesticks, candle volume, equivolume, Kagi, line, point and figure, Renko, 3-line break. That's three-line break. That is a lot of different charting styles. So, you can always adjust in MetaStock, whatever you like. There's plenty there to do that. I personally like candlesticks and candle volume. We'll go with candlesticks. And, when I apply candlesticks, you can change the colors of up arrows and down. What you do is you just double click on any candlestick there and you'll get a properties. And that is another thing too in MetaStock. Double click on something if you want to change something, right? You just double click on it and then usually a properties window will show up. Anyways, we can put the up, a color template pops up, but it's on my other screen here. So we'll do up is green, down is red, and then we'll click apply. And now we see the down days are red, up days are green. That's kind of how that works. And we're starting to, get a different look of the chart here. So those are all the basic charting tools that we have around the chart here. These numbers 1 through 6, they're actually templates. Number 1 is to apply a clean template. I did that earlier. And then you can preset these to whatever templates you like. They're basically, when you set up a chart with indicators and stuff like that, you can save it as a template. That way, when you open up future charts, if you want to apply that same template to that chart, you can easily do that. And you can save any templates down here to these shortcuts. But that's that. So now let's apply an indicator to the chart here. I guess we'll go with the MACD. It's the most known indicator, I feel like, and most widely used. So what we'll do is we'll pull down this drop-down window here, and we're going to apply the MACD to the chart. What we do is we click and hold. Oops, there it is. Okay, so I keep grabbing the stochastic there. So we grab that MACD, and then when you're dropping an indicator in MetaStock, you can drop it within the price action, or you can create its own window for the indicator itself. MACD, we won't drop in the price action to create our own window. We just drop it when we see that little white box around the cursor there. So that we click there and just see, and then this is what happens when you create an indicator. It'll allow you to go through the properties. It always has its default stuff, so you can just quickly click OK. But if you like to customize any of that stuff, you're absolutely more than welcome to do so with those properties there. Once you're done, you hit OK. And now you'll see that we have the MACD. And, that's kind of how the MACD works. Now let's say you're a new trader and you don't really understand the MACD, but you know it's out there, you want to use it. Generally with the MACD, what you'll do is, it'll let you know when the stock or whatever is bullish by when the line crosses over. I believe it's when the solid line crosses over the dotted line. That's generally when you would get in to the trade according to the MACD, right? And we can easily kind of figure all those crossings out ourselves, and by getting that vertical line there, coming over to the chart and laying it down. And we can easily do it that way if we wanted to. But what's great about MetaStock is we don't need to figure out these entry points based on the indicator by itself. We will get to use the the expert advisor. And that's where the expert advisor comes into play here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to click on this little figure up here, and we'll tell him to use MACD knowledge to let us know when to get in and out of trades. So you'll see a bunch of different expert advisors on this screen here. They're great. We'll just go over to the MACD one and click attach. And then close. Oh, it's just a little bit off there. Anyways, now you can see that we have buy and sell signals. I'm going to kind of clean up this chart here so it's not so cluttered. So we just click on something, hit delete on the keyboard, and then click yes to delete. And it'll start getting better. There we go. So now you can see the expert advisor is providing buy and sell signals based on the MACD indicator. And that's good to know. If you're a new trader or you don't understand something, MetaStock will assist you and let you know. And that's not even the greatest part. I think the greatest part is actually the commentary. Maybe you want to know a little bit more than just seeing when to get in and out of the trade. Well, the expert advisor will tell you about the day that you're on. So what we can do, if we right click in the chart, it's really easy. Go over expert advisor and click commentary. We'll get a commentary window. And we can actually click over any day we want to see the commentary on. I see a sell signal occurred yesterday according to the MACD. I'm going to click over that, and the commentary will generally change to the day I've selected. So we're looking at the commentary as of 3/6, which was yesterday. And within the commentary, we get a whole bunch of information and details, which is really good to see, especially as a trader here. So we can see the current statistics of the close, the change, the MACD value, the signal line. It says this MACD can provide buy-sell indications in 3 ways: the signal line crossovers, overbought and oversold conditions, and divergences. Crossovers, currently the MACD is in bearish. Since it is trading below its signal line, the MACD crossed below its signal line 0 periods ago. Since the MACD crossed its moving average, Apple price has been unchanged and has a range from a high of 175.49 to a low of 173.94. So it gives you great information, with what's going on based on the expert advisor you have applied. If we go back to the next day, it says the same thing, and it says that the signal line crossed 1 day ago or 1 period ago. Let's see here. I see that I have a question here. Is that commentary printable? I believe it is. Yeah, there is a print button up here, so you can print that. It's up here in the top left corner. So it is printable. Okay. Yeah, thank you for that question there. And let's see. So moving forward, yeah, so that's kind of how you can use MetaStock. Now you can kind of see that whether you're a beginner trader, you don't really understand indicators or how to trade, MetaStock will assist you. And even if you're an expert trader, you can apply the stuff and let the software do it all for you, right? It'll just give you the information. You can go through it really quick. You can see exactly where the buy and sell signals are, stuff like that. So that's kind of what a chart looks like and kind of what MetaStock will look like when you're using it. One last thing I wanted to bring out was at the very bottom, you'll see at the bottom of the chart, you'll see a ribbon here. It'll let you know when the market is bearish and bullish, or this chart anyways, which is a really cool feature as well. We can see that it's been bullish from basically the end of 2018 and up until just barely it changed to bearish market. So, another cool little feature there. All right, Paul. Yeah, I just got a question. Can you please show wrinkle bars? Absolutely. Let me put those wrinkle bars on there for you. So again, we can click and we can double click on a candlestick as well to pull up the features, or you can use those little quick features down there just by clicking on it. Wrinkle. Here are the wrinkle bars. Yep, that's what Wrinkle is right there. Let's see, point and figure. I like candle volume. Candle volume is really nice. I actually just barely kind of learned about it. But it's a pretty cool charting style in my opinion, because it shows you the volume right within the candlestick itself. You know, the wider the candle, the more volume there is. The skinnier the candle, the less volume there is. That's a pretty cool one. But yeah, okay. So now what I kind of want to show you is, oh, sorry, one more question here. Do you have wicks on the Rinkos? I don't believe we do have wicks on Rinkos. Let me double check here. No, it doesn't look like there's any wicks. Yeah, no wicks here. Okay, so we kind of, showed you a chart, showed you how you can identify when to get in and out of a trade based on an indicator with the buy and sell signals, and how the commentary can help you understand what's going on in the chart when you put an expert advisor on. What I want to show you next is how to scan for these signals, because maybe, we're not getting a signal today. Maybe I want to jump into a trade today, but Apple isn't giving me a buy signal with the MACD. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to scan for buy signals in the market, so we can look at trades that we can potentially get in today. Look for an opportunity. The software will help us with doing that. So I'm going to answer questions here in just a moment, but I'm going to get this ready here. So I'm going to close this chart down. Click and close. And you can save the chart too. It'll ask if you want to save it. That way when you open it up again, it'll open just how you left it. And there are a few drawing tools that I did leave out that I do still want to show you. So after we run the exploration and we pull up a chart, I'll show you some other little tools as well. But what we're going to do is go to the Power Console. That's how we go to everything, right? Is the Power Console. And then we're going to go to the Explore tab. I'm going to go back over the questions here really quick. Let's see. Thanks. If you have time, can you show the news service? Is it similar to Bengi's? Thanks for your question there, Paul. Today we won't be going over fundamentals. That is a part of our Zenith product. I am just showing the basics of MetaStock and how you can take advantage of it as a new user, new trader. Yeah, Zenith would be on a different type of presentation. No problem. Okay, so let's look for a buy signal. Let's find an opportunity. Let's get into a trade today. How are we going to do that? I'll show you how we're going to do that. So we're going to go to the Explore function over here. And this is great because we have many different explorations. We have many different scans we can take advantage of to look for different buying opportunities. Look at all these. These are all different scans we can use to scan the markets. Of course, I do have a more than what the software will come with. I think there's generally around 140 to 150 different scans right away. Excuse me, but there's plenty, right? So we're going to do a MACD, as I showed you the MACD expert advisor, as well as the commentary and how it kind of looks. So we'll just go through with that MACD there. There's a couple different types of MACDs that we can scan for. We're going to just do the expert system. Also, if you scroll over something, like binary waves, you'll get a description box that'll let you know exactly what the scan is going to look for. So we'll do the expert system. And we're just going to do like a quick list of, let's say, the S&P 100. Before I do jump into that, I do want to mention that MetaStock is so easily customizable. Our formula language is one of the easiest formula languages out there. You can create your own scans. If we don't have something that you want, or you want to customize something, you can do that in MetaStock, and you can easily learn how to, or we can even help you. There's a scan that I like to do. When I'm looking for an opportunity in the market, I created a scan that will look for anything that's above the price range of $5 and that has an average volume of 200,000 plus, right? And I basically I created the scan to look for stocks that meet that criteria, and then I created my own list, which is 129 out of that 30,000, right? Really, I think it scanned about 18 to 20,000 or 12,000, something like that. But it got 129 of those, and this isn't the criteria that I like to look at stocks. And so I created that list, and I always scan this, but we're going to do the S&P 100. I just wanted to bring that point out there, just kind of so you can understand that, MetaStock, you can create whatever you want to do as long as you can mathematically formulate it, and we'll help you with that. But we'll do that S&P 100. On the right side here, you'll see that you can customize the scan. You can choose how many records you want to load up when you open the chart. We'll do 5 years worth, 1,250. We're going to use today's date and time right now. You can change that and scan for different days. So maybe I don't want to look for an opportunity today. I want to look for a buy signal that occurred yesterday, right? And sometimes I might want to do that because I want to see what happened after the buy signal happened, or maybe I don't want to look for a signal today, wait till tomorrow to see what it'll look like before getting in. I can look for the signals that happened yesterday, see what's happening today, and then make my decision that way. There's different things you can do with that, but we're going to do today. We're going to look for a signal for today on a daily bar, and we're going to hit start exploration down here. And let me pull this one over. And what you're going to notice is an interface will pop up, which will give you details. This is about the scan we're doing. So we're doing one exploration, right? Did I not click a list? I think I forgot to click on a list to scan. I thought I did. That looks like it was being slow, unless I just exit out of it too quickly. Okay, let's try again. All right, I guess we'll just give it a minute. There it goes. Okay, I think I was just too quick on it, but you can see right here that there's a progress bar. That's how much we're scanning. We're at 30, 40 over 100 out of 100. We've had 43 reject out of 47 so far, so a few of them are giving us buy signals, and it shows the percentage of rejections right there. And then directly below that, you'll see, MACD expert system. That's the scan we're running. We have the filter enabled. We're running it on a daily chart, right? We're looking for daily signals here. So you get all these kind of results here. And then let's just wait until it's done. There it goes. Okay. So we actually got quite a few signals here. And this is good, and sometimes you'll get 2 signals. Other days you'll get 40 signals. You can get a lot, but MetaStock I'll show you how to continue using the tools to really zone in on that one trade that looks the best here. So as you can see, we have 2 columns here right away, buy and sell. Really, today was a selling day. The MACDs look like they're giving us nothing but sells here. Which is fine. Maybe we like to go short. That's totally fine. Above here, though, you'll see that we did have 11 results. 91 were rejected. You can go through that and look at all the rejected ones. But on the results here, you'll see the sell, the buy column, overbought and oversold. It looks like we had a few that were oversold down here. There's a 1 in that column. So we can look at those as well if we wanted to, but also next to it, you have the symbol of the stock itself. Now, how do we know which one to get into? Let's open up a chart. Let's open up Accenture PLC. Let's just take a look at it and apply the MACD and just see what it looks like. That's one way you can do it, right? Is you can go through each one, look at the chart, see which one looks the best based on your own analysis of looking at the chart. So we'll just open one. What you'll do is you'll double click on it. We can minimize this window. But when we do that, okay. So I actually have an expert advisor attached already to this. I am going to detach that. So this is one of the signals we were getting a sell on. What we can do is we can check it out. Let's apply that MACD. I already showed you that, we can go to this indicator quick list, pull this MACD over, and we'll pull it up here to its own window. And it was based on it crossing down. And as we can see, that line is crossing down. Let's be sure though, and we can attach the expert advisor by clicking that figure, clicking MACD, attach, and close. And look, now we have the expert advisor. It is showing us that today is a sell day to go short, or if you're in a trade, get out of the trade. That's how you can take those signals, is either go short or get out of the trade if you were in a long. Okay, I have a question here by Steven. Can you create your own custom crossover signals? Example, maybe a custom moving average crossing a different customized indicator such as MACD. If so, will the buy sell flags appear on the chart? And lastly, can you scan in real time for those criteria? Yes, so you can absolutely do stuff like that. You can create your own indicators with your own indications. You can customize them. You can create the expert advisors to show you the buy and sell signals. Absolutely, that's what's great about MetaStock is we can do what we want here, right? If we have our own specific systems we want to use that we can't find in softwares because you made it, well, we can make it here as long as it has to do with technical analysis. And we have an awesome formula team that will help you too. They'll let them know exactly what you want. They'll give you the formula for it, and you can throw it in your MetaStock. But yeah, so this is what this chart looks like with MACD. It found us this chart, right? We would have never thought that ACN, the symbol, would be showing a short with the MACD. We might have found it eventually, but the Explorer allowed us to get to that information really quick. A couple of the drawing tools that I wanted to bring up, but I forgot to, was I just wanted to kind of show you that, like, let's say we did get into this trade as a short. We can click that box over there that says ABC, click wherever we want to, and we can say went short and enter. And let's click off, and I need to move that actually. There we go. And another great thing, that there's also under the ABC boxes over there, there's symbol palette. If you click that, oh, it came over on this other screen. There. There's multiple symbols you can use also to throw them on the chart. We went short here, bam, and so you can keep charts, customizing them, and save them. So you'll, if there's anything that you always follow or keep up with, this is a good way to do it. Customize the chart, and when you open it, you'll see all your work you've done there. But there's lots of different stuff, available to put on the chart there. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. But anyways, so that's kind of what it looks like when we run an exploration. We saw that list and we pulled up a chart, and yeah, it's showing us a short signal. Now what I want to do is I don't know what of these securities I should jump into possibly. So I want to figure that out, and I'm going to do that with the system tester. That brings us to the next main tool, which is an awesome tool. Some traders out there don't believe in system testing. I personally do like, system testing. I think it's a good way to get an idea of accuracy, right? And no one can really tell the future, but it can really help your risk to reward ratio by knowing whether the system is pretty good, because different securities have different personalities. And so do systems. Systems will have personalities as well. And if the personalities don't match each other, you might have, buy signals that are completely off on one security, but the buy signals can work well with another based on how they're traded. And so I think that's why the system tester is good, is because you can use that to see what security fits best with the system you're using. And so what we're going to do is go to the system tester tab here on the Power Console again. And we're going to scroll down. Up here, you'll see the systems. Down here, you'll see the securities. And then on the right, you'll see where you can customize this stuff. We're going to go and pick the MACD expert system because that's what we found the signals with. So we want to test that system on the list. And what's nice is we actually have a shortcut here. Where if you go down to the bottom, the very bottom of all these lists and everything, there is a selection for last exploration results. What that's going to do is if we select that, it's basically going to grab all of those securities that were in that list showing, buy or sell signals in this list. It's going to grab all these. So that's the last exploration results. That's, how we would grab those with the system test. And then we're going to choose both trades, long trades, or short trades. You can kind of decide how you want to do the system test. I'm going to do short trades. It looks like we had a lot of short signals. So I just want to see how well MACD does with just short-term or short position trades. We're going to do it on the daily bars. And we're going to use the last 5 years worth of data to get a good, analysis on how well it's worked. And then there's also a button here that you'll notice that says trade options. If we click on that, there's a whole bunch of different things you can do to customize this system test. It's based on, reporting your account, your account size, your broker, if there's any fees, commissions, the trade execution. So you can really customize these system tests to get a great report based on how you trade. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a $100,000 trading portfolio, and we'll say we trade 20% of our portfolio every single trade. Those numbers might be off compared to what you do, but that's fine. We'll just do that. And we're going to click OK, and we're just going to start the system test. And you can see there's a little information box down here at the bottom right. It's almost done. System testing is very fast generally, unless you're testing thousands and thousands of things. But when it's done, it'll let you know it's done. You click view results up there, and we'll have our results. Let me close out of the Power Console here. Okay. So now this is what's great about the system test is the MACD unfortunately did not perform very well over the last 5 years by following short signals only, right? Now this can vary. If we tried longs, maybe we'd find that it works well in long positions or both altogether. But this gives me some information. We can sort this entire little, this chart here from short to long by clicking net profit, and it'll sort that for you. But it looks like CVS Health was the best looking one out of all of them. However, over the 5 years, it was a total of, we lost basically. We've lost $976 over the last 5 years. So it might not be a trade I want to get in, and that's okay if you find a list like this and you just can't find any good results. It's okay because we might not have done this and we might have jumped into a trade that could have been a losing trade, but seeing this could have steered us away from even trading any of these signals today, which overall could have saved us money, helped us help keep us from losing money. We could wait tomorrow, or we can try a different scan to look for a different opportunity. But anyways, now after you're in this screen and you kind of have a good idea of these bars here, what I generally like to do is I like to look at an equity line. We can dig further into this system test by selecting the one you want. We'll do the top one, the one we lost the least in, and we'll click view. And what we'll do is we'll get another window, and this will kind of give us all the performance details, buy and hold profit compared to our profit. Buy and hold was actually even worse than what the MACD did. So if you bought and hold that, you would have lost a lot more compared to the MACD. So the MACD actually did pretty well, seeing that. It means it was holding itself up pretty good. But there's a whole bunch of information here that you can kind of go through. And then there's other tabs as well, like order tabs. Let's see, I got another question here by Wayman. Can you do a test going long and short? Yes, we can do a test going long and short. I did the short because we had a lot of short signals today. And so I just wanted to test the MACD on that. But we could do long trades only, or we can do both. We could play, we can say that we place both long and short trades. And, I can run a test really quick after this to show you. But moving forward, these are our different tabs here, up here. You can look at orders, all the different orders you've placed and stuff like that, all the details about those, positions, equity. This is my favorite tab with the system tester. This equity line here will show you kind of what your portfolio looked like over that last 5 years, and it gives you kind of a good idea of how that system looks when trading it. For an example, we started up at that $100,000, as we said, and it looks like the MACD just really couldn't it didn't do well for the whole first year up until the 250, and then it finally started kind of flattening out. You could see it got us into some good trades. We'll lose again. So this is kind of an equity curve I wouldn't like to see when I get into a trade. The kind of equity curve I would like to see, is it'll start down here at the bottom corner, and then it'll continue going up, 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 up with some little losses here and there, of course. But we want to start low at the bottom left and high at the top right kind of thing. And that's what I look for, and this might not affect your decision whatsoever, but I kind of use it to assist me in deciding if I want to place the trade or not. So this might not be a trade that I would take. Let's look at another equity line. Let's go to the worst, the highest profit loss that we have, which is Visa. So we'll click on Visa, click view, look at details if you want, but we'll go to the equity line. All right, so that is the perfect example right there of an equity line that I don't want, but we want the vice versa. We want it to be flipped, right? And that's how you know you have a good system, is when you're flipped like that. Because you can, it's continuously taking trades and continuously making you profits, whereas this MACD short on Visa was doing the opposite of that. So that will definitely help me make my decision. MACD going shorts does not work well with the way Visa is traded. And that's kind of how we use a system tester there. I'm going to hurry up, and we only have about 15 more minutes here, so I'm going to do a quick scan again. Yeah, I'm going to do a quick scan to look for a good equity line for you guys really quick so you guys can see what I mean. Let's try long trades. Hopefully the MACD just works at least decent with some of these. We're going to do longs on that same list though, and see what happens. Let's see, view results. Oh, look, we actually have some profits here. And that's not bad. If we organize it, we can see AMGen has gave us a 12% gain over the last 5 years with the MACD going long, taking the long positions, which it's good, right? I mean, it's just the MACD. We have some good information here. We don't need to necessarily use the MACD alone, but we have an example here that it shows that we've made profits. Now, hopefully the equity line is good. Let's take a look here. So we'll just click into that one, click view. We'll go straight to the equity line. Okay, so that is a way better equity line, as you can tell. So right away, we started doing good. We got a good trade at around the 150 mark, and then we stayed flat, and we actually went down, but then we'll kind of go back up. But for the last, 3 years, we've been going straight up. That's the kind of equity curve we'd want to look at. This is something that I might take a look at in actually trading, right? As a trader, now that I have a good idea of what this looks like, the MACD looks good on this, now I can do further analysis. Okay, I have another question here. Could you scan MACD and sell before earnings? I'm sorry, Paul. I don't quite understand. I don't think so. I think you will. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm happy to email you afterwards, getting an answer on that. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyways, so moving forward, would the results change? I probably, if yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. So moving forward, we're kind of running out of time here, but this is a good equity line. Now what I would want to do, we have the symbol here. It was Amgen. I can go back to that Explorer. I'm going to pull Amgen up. Let's look at it. Let's look at the chart. So open chart. Let's apply a clean template. There we go. Okay, so we got a chart open of Amgen. We had decent results with the MACD. Remember, today was a sell though for this specific chart. We did test for long trades, um, and the short going short tested bad on this. So might not take a position, but we can absolutely still look at it to get a good idea of what this chart looks like. So yeah, there you can see that there's a sell signal there. So I could actually even keep this chart. I can add it to a custom watch list. It did good going long on the MACD buy signal. So I could keep it in there and I can follow it for MACD buy signals in the future if I wanted to, seeing as it worked, well with that. So that's kind of, how you will look for a trade, find a trade, get more comfortable with a trade inside MetaStock. What I've showed you guys, as a new trader, it doesn't matter. I showed you how to open up a chart, work on the chart with the different tools, apply an indicator, and if you're not familiar with the indicator, how you can get the buy and sell signals, how our expert advisor can actually help you with that, getting in and out of trades and getting information out of the chart with the commentary as well. And then we kind of went over and scanned for a buy signal in the markets, and we found one. Or we found a lot for actually going shorts, but we learned that the MACD didn't work well with any of them. So we might not get any of those trades today, which is fine. You can always go through our other scans that we have. As you remember, there's a lot of other scans, and we can create our own if we wanted to as well. But we can keep using MetaStock to help us find a good opportunity today. I mean, we even have candlestick patterns, stuff like that. And after we do find many opportunities, let's test the system that we scanned the markets with and see how well that system's worked in the past there to kind of zone in on the trade we want to jump into. And that'll kind of give us a good idea of the markets itself and potentially help you increase your profits and reduce your losses there. I can't tell you how many times MetaStock has found a great opportunity for me. I have a small portfolio myself. I love trading. I'm definitely building on my portfolio, but there's been positions that I've gone into that have increased 5% easily, and it's like, wow, I never would have found this if it weren't for MetaStock. So the scanning opportunities there are awesome, and they can absolutely help you in your trading world. So that's basically what I wanted to show you guys. I really appreciate you guys being here for seeing that presentation. Before I move on to the next slide in the PowerPoint, is there any questions about the software that I can answer really quick? Okay, so moving on. So how much does MetaStock cost? Maybe you're interested in the software. We have two versions. We have an end of day, which is MetaStock DC, and then we have RT, which is MetaStock real time for intraday traders or day traders. Even if you don't day trade and maybe you want to see intraday data, we have RT for that. So MetaStock DC is $59 per month, and then MetaStock RT is $250 per month. And the breakdown of that is it's $100 for the software and then $150 for the data package. But this also includes Zenith, which is the fundamentals platform as well. So you get worldwide live news, financials, the economics, everything. So it's another great platform to do with RT. And this price does exclude exchange fees. They are needed to see live data because the data starts out with a small 15-minute delay otherwise. But right now, with your subscriptions, you will always get free unlimited support. You'll get free upgrades and free unlimited access to recorded training. We host webinars a lot. We have many videos, hundreds of videos on our YouTube channel. And we have good resources to help you use MetaStock, and we're always there for you as well. So we do have a special offer right now. If you are interested to test it out, there's no no commitments or obligations. You're welcome to test everything out. Everything I just showed you, you can go through. It's a 3-month special where you buy 1 month. If you take DC, it's $59. RT again is $250, but then we'll give you 2 months for free. Not only that, but we have an ebook and training videos. That's generally $99. We like to throw that in there for free as well if you take that 3-month special. We also, it's not mentioned here, but we also offer a one-on-one white glove service with a MetaStock specialist where we will set up an appointment and give you a call at this appointed time to help you get everything installed, give you a basic walkthrough of the software, answer any questions you have, and it's generally about a 2-hour window. And so that's an awesome service. That's included for free as well. It's a great package. If you're a trader, you do technical analysis, you haven't tested out MetaStock before, I highly recommend it. We've been #1 for so many years for a reason. You saw the power of it today. Definitely use that link there at the bottom or reach out to me directly. This is my contact details right here. I'm gonna leave it here for a moment in case you want to copy any of this down. You can call me. You can come to our chat room and ask for Edward, or you can email me down there below, edward.stemplevich@metastock.com. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for being here today. I had fun. I hope you did too, and I hope you saw some stuff that you like in the software. I'm going to keep it up here for just a few minutes. I will be answering questions. If there's any other questions, please go ahead and ask. Otherwise, thank you so much.